Hi, I'm Rex Sikes, and welcome to All Things Rex Worldwide Live. I'm so glad you're here. It's another Thursday. I'm in front of the wall, and we're going to have a fabulous show. I've got two amazing powerhouse influencers that I'm going to be telling you about. Just know that we every Thursday we record live, we stream live, and we record on Facebook Live, where you can leave comments and ask questions. So if you're watching from there, go ahead and leave some comments or ask some questions. YouTube Live, Los Angeles Tribune YouTube, my LinkedIn profile, Twitch, Twitter, and Periscope. It will all be available on ROKU TV. I'm so glad you're here. And let's get going. I have Jody Baer is a 42-year certified health coach and holistic nutritionist. She's presented and consulted for over 1,200 government, Fortune 100, and 500 companies. Other guest who will be joining her is Sandra Horton, who is a best-selling author, speaker, and business transformation facilitator specializing in key areas of leadership. So I'm thrilled to have them here today. I'm going to bring each of them up. And this is Jody Baer, and here comes Sandra Horton. How are you today?
I am well, Rex. I am so honored to be here with the Rex Sikes.
Well, I'm so honored to be here with the Jody Baer and the Sandra Horton.
Well, I'm so excited to be here as well, Rex. Thank you so much. Beautiful honor to be here with yourself and, of course, Miss Jody Baer.
Well, the combined years of experience that you two share is amazing. And what I would like you to do is tell the audience a little bit about yourselves.
Well, Rex, will just say to you and your beautiful audience, I'm a health coach and holistic nutritionist, ABD, just as those initials just mean all but dissertation. I've been too busy in my life just helping clients that I've never bothered to write the dissertation. I'm a small town girl from Montana who found her love of music, that I was very, very gifted in music, but I found my passion in health when I was able to elongate my mother's stage 4 pancreatic and liver cancer with holistic means. I went back to Montana. I was a young wife, 2 children, and I found some absolute centuries old protocols. It gave her and her body, which the bodies are a miracle making machine. It was able to give her body 2.5 years length of life, well beyond her 6 weeks to live diagnosis. And what I've been able to do, and I'm honored to say in my practice that I've seen over 1 million pounds of toxins. That's the number one cause of all disease, is toxicity. Uncle Harry didn't die of a heart attack. And Harriet didn't die of a heart attack. They died of inflammation. So that's what I'm going to bring to our seminar, XYZ Success Strategies. What I found with all of my corporate clients and even the NCAA, when I was working with them before marriage, before Baer, up to 2011, that these young kids were taxing their bodies. They were taxing them, and then the adrenals just left. So when you think about it, whether you're an executive, whether you're a peak performer, I know this part as well. I was a single mom. I was running for the money and doing a marathon a month, running almost 80 miles a week. And guess what? I contracted stage 4 melanoma because my body was overworked. So my message is going to be, while you're running for the money, take care of your health, because at the end stage, all billionaires surveyed in 2018 would say, I would spend all my money, all my wealth, to gain back 1 year of my health. And that's what we're doing in this amazing 4 charity event, XY Success Strategies, September 18th, starting at noon Eastern time, with my beautiful Sandra Horton.
There we are. I lost some Wi-Fi. I don't know if Rex, if you're on mute, because it says mute on there. So I'm not sure if we Heard you.
Sandra, you're talking. Go ahead. Tell us about yourself. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. And I am so thrilled to be here. My name is Sandra Horton, and I am the Growth Catalyst. I'm a leadership coach, consultant, and business transformation facilitator. What gives me the juice in my day is to help you as a leader ignite your heart, become that heart-led, authentic leader so that you can manage change, perform effectively, and truly reach your daring goals for life. And how I've accomplished this real fast, because I want to get into the meat about talking about the summit and getting into leadership a little bit later, is truly, it's about igniting yourself, going inside, shifting, because we all have a story, don't we? We all have a story. And so I'm able to unlock you, help you with your self-awareness, ignite you into a purposeful, intentional way to lead yourself and your teams forward. And I've been doing that for 25 plus years, Rex. And I'm super excited. I'm bringing my Growth Catalyst programs to leaders around the globe. So much to share, but over to you, because really it's about not what we say, it's how we can inspire others to action. And that's why I want to head over to talk about that XY Success Summit. That's the big thing here, Rex. So back to you, my friend.
Well, thank you for that, because I do want to talk about the summit. Before I do, I want to just tell the audience that I know both of these women, and they are incredible and powerhouses, and I'm glad that I get to share them with you. So they'll have websites up. There's an event coming up that they're both hosting. I want you to go and attend this event. It's for charity. It's a worthy cause. Plus, there's so much more that I'm going to invite them to talk about. But these two are worth knowing, so be sure to get to know them. Follow them wherever they are and click on their links and get in touch. All right. So yes, let's talk about this the summit that's coming up, the XY Summit. It's on Saturday the 18th. It's an almost all-day event. Tell people how they can get there, and tell them what is there, who is there, why they should attend, and then give them the link. We'll get it in the chat room, or we'll get it on the screen so that people can actually go and make this happen.
I love the fact that you said, Rex, who it is, because I think who we are, what we have, and why should I care? Okay, who we have is the formidable speaker panel, famous Forbes Riley, John Leslie Brown, you, Rex Sikes. Okay.
Whoa. Let's stop, because a lot of people may not know these people. They may know the names. They don't know who's Forbes Riley. So tell a little bit about who Forbes is, and we'll go through the different.
All right. And I tell you what, Sandra, I'll do the front line. You do the second line. That would be great, or however it works. But Forbes Riley, business strategist, billionaire extraordinaire. You go to Forbes Riley on Facebook. She's everywhere. She's probably one of the most famous TV anchors that's ever been. John Leslie Brown, son of Les Brown, the motivational speaker. Hungry, just got to stay hungry. That's enough to know here. And he will be speaking on the 3 I's. I love this because it is intention. And then to go to intuition. I know you love that, Rex. And then to inspiration. So Forbes is our keynote. John Leslie Brown is our end note. And then we've got in the middle, the greatest pastrami in this sandwich is the Rex Sikes. All right. Mr. NLP, one of the founders, with his book, All Things Rex, it will be a New York Times bestseller. It must be. And then here we are, the Los Angeles Tribune. Here is Mo Rock speaking on abundance. I believe he has the most generous heart and abundance mindset. Young 30s, and look what he has done. That in and of itself is enough to buy your $67 ticket. By the way, the ticket is $67 because it's my age. All right. Then we have Dame Doria Cordova. If you've got something in the front of your name like Dame, that's all you've got to do. She's going to be talking about abundance with money, her program, Money in You. And then Renee Godfrey, just a young man. And he's telling his story about just go for no, or don't take no, whichever you want to do or say. Here he is, his story from poverty in Haiti to everything in Atlanta. When I asked him to be a part of this, he was sitting here dining for 4 hours for lunch. Okay, who dines for 4 hours for lunch? Somebody that's made it. All right. And I said, from the ghetto in Haiti to turbofish in Atlanta and Buckhead. So we kind of laughed about this. And then somebody we just all love and adore, none other than Orlando, known as Ori Spotto, talking about success, wisdom. So Sandra, do our second half of our formal.
Let's start with Ori Spotto, was known as the Hollywood Fixer. He was a boss, and he went to prison and he reformed, and he's written a book, The Accidental Gangster, on how to stay, a decent person, live with integrity, and not fall into a life of crime. So he's a dear man, and he's one of the cool speakers. So Sandra, go ahead and take it away.
And to all those who are watching this live or are going to watch this after in the recording, when I go through the rest of this amazing lineup, just have a moment of reflection, because they are powerful. So if you're a business leader, if you want to take your leadership to the next level, these individuals will really, truly help you, because they have the tools. So the first one I wanted to acknowledge is Tracy Malone. Now, I'm very blessed to work with Tracy. There has been a super transformation, even in my branding. She has so many beautiful gifts, but her greatest gift is the $7 million. I call it the 7 million, but it's the $7 million success keys to looking and taking your brand. And it's Tracy Malone. She is an exceptional force. She really, truly, you look at my Instagram, my website, just go and check it out. www.sandrahorton.com. It's powerful. She's a brand strategist. She elevates you. So if you're challenged, truly challenged with really getting out there and being seen, boom, she will take care of you. She'll help you. And also elevating right beside her is her business partner, the one and only Dion Davis. Whew. When you are in the 1%ers, if you're in Clubhouse, or if you need that true coach, that man that will elevate you, the voice of power and reason, Dion Davis. Check him out. He will elevate and ignite you. And then, oh boy, this next individual, she is the most beautiful. We call her Queen Justine Progroski. She is just a beautiful soul from down under. She is a true successful woman. She is an entrepreneur. She has a huge, large, going and growing amazing marketing organization. She works with the top brands around the world. It's truly exceptional who she is and what she does with her skills. We have none other than Josh Payne. This is, if you want financial education and literacy, this man is everywhere. He is on social media. He is helping people, reforming their lives, giving them those skills and tips. So again, I keep going back to this. It's not what we say, it's important, but it's what are the lessons that you can use to ignite your own life. You want to go to that next level? All these people so far will absolutely take you. Then we have Kavette Kane, who will help you with systems. We have Devin Rodriguez, who's an amazing military veteran. And I know, Miss Jody, you may have a little bit more detail on him as well, and Ashley Patterson. So we're very blessed to be able to have this amazing, amazing lineup of people who are committed to change. That's the key. They're doing this, volunteering their time. Because if you can imagine the opportunity to bring one child into education, this is what the Kids Kenya Orphanage does. They are teaching education, entrepreneurship. They are inviting these kids to learn a skill set, a mindset. Rex, you're all about mindset. I learn from you every day in the Ultimate Online NLP program from you. This is a perfect marriage between people who want to make change and the kids that we can make the change for.
And so, Sandra, I was just going to mention, Sandra, Ashley Patterson. These are our 3 millennials because of my age, and I embrace it, but it's the upcomers, the millennials. And with Kavette doing amazing work with women's liberation. Women need that, okay? She is an expert in that field in her young 40s. Then you've got Devin Rodriguez is 23 years old. He's a first lieutenant, and he is promotable to the next rank. He is in the Army in Fort Benning. He's an executive coach, and watch him grow. Talking about a growth catalyst. When he speaks, you listen. You say, is this guy like 63 rather than 23? And then Ashley Patterson, same way. She has been that systems approach. Her company, Acuity International, gives real focus, because entrepreneurs need this. I wanted to just fill in that little bit because I'm working with all three of those. And yes, you're right about the Kenya kids. And you know, Rex, that a program has been written by one of our colleagues with Think and Grow Rich principles. That's what's taught at the Kenya Orphanage.
Well, that is awesome, and I don't know that we even told people that all of the proceeds go to the Kenya kids and the orphanage in Kenya, and that yes, there is a school, and that they are teaching principles from Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich, so that they too can become entrepreneurial and live a better life. So it is a worthy cause indeed, and those people who attend have all these fabulous speakers who are going to be talking on different aspects of your own personal growth and development, whether it's your own personal mindset, how to change yourself, or how to market your business, or how to brand yourself, or how to learn leadership principles and to take care in so many ways. I mean, the takeaway from this day of powerful influencers will be incredible. And so we invite all of you to go. Can you give the link right now? Somebody can put it in the chat room, or you can put it.
I did for the tickets, Rex. I did, and it is xysuccess-strategies.eventbrite.com.
So if somebody can type that up and get a banner for us, that would be great. If you put it in the chat room or something, then they can flash it on the screen, so people don't have to remember it; they can see it.
Okay, I will do that.
So with that in mind, I want to begin to switch topics, because I do want to begin to talk. So while you're doing that, Jody, I'm going to go to Sandra and just ask. You know, I'm a firm believer in leadership, that the ability to lead other people, but I do first think if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead other people, or at least you shouldn't. You know,
Truth.
Sadly, that's not always the case. You know, people do get elevated to their level of incompetence. You know, the Peter principle. So we have people who are functioning as CEOs or bosses, or upper level management, or politicians who ought not be, wearing the mantle of leader. So give us some tips about how we can be a better leader for ourselves while Jody's doing that. And then I want to ask Jody about nutrition and things. So.
Absolutely, Rex. Thank you. And, I try to simplify it down to what I call are my growth strategies. And that's why I'm a growth catalyst. So whether I'm working with a women-led organization or male-led organization, it doesn't matter. The essence of growth is the key. So for me, I always, and this may seem simple, and I know you are the gratitude activator yourself, Rex, but the G for me in growth, for anyone in leadership, is gratitude. Because wherever you are in the spectrum of your leadership, we have to ground ourselves. We have to turn our attention inside ourselves and be able to have that moment of gratitude, to look at our lives and to step into presence. Because many leaders get so caught up in working in their organization, they don't work on their organization. And I know we talk about that, but it's a unique thing where you take the time, and many leaders know this now, they need to stop. They need to have that moment to say, okay, what is working today? How can I be grateful? What is happening for my organization and myself? And then accepting what is, but then challenging for what we want to see, to move into that space. So I'm going to go through all these ones, but I don't want to take too much. So I'm going to let you lead me through this, Rex, because there's lots to unpack here, but that's the first thing for G. If I go through these other ones really quickly, I'll do it maybe in 2 minutes. Is that going to work for us, Rex? I just want to make sure. And of course, my dog, and Rex, I know, has some beautiful, beautiful girl dogs. The doorbell rang. So, hey, this is live.
It's called streaming live. It's real and raw.
I love it.
I love hearing it. So, okay. So I see here, if we can flash this up on the screen, first off, we have for tickets. I'm sorry, we'll come back, but we have for tickets. There is the link that people can go to sign up, and the proceeds go to
Wonderful.
Kenya Kids Orphanage. And before we move on, when is the event? What is the actual time of the XY Summit?
Sure, Rex. So it's from 12 to 4 Eastern Standard Time, but there is just a bit of a typo under. So it's XY Success -strategies. There's an extra S in there.
I copied the link off of a Facebook page that you guys had. So
okay. No worries. It's all good.
What I'm trying to tell you is wherever I got it from, there is that issue. So we'll correct that here.
Perfect.
But you're gonna want to correct it elsewhere. XY Summit is, and that is Saturday, and that is what, the 9/18. So I hope this is correct.
Yep. September 18th from 12 to 4 Eastern Standard Time. And we get rolling right away at that time with our launch. And the first speaker up, so you'll want to be there bright and early as we start, is Forbes Riley. So, and she's produced over $3 billion in overall sales across her life. And she is just a phenomenal woman. Well, so I'm blessed to be able to work with. Yeah.
And people ought to know where she's done that. She is one of the most visible pitch people ever, on television, infomercials with anything and everything, the Snuggie, the Spin Gym, the
Spin Gym,
Jacqueline Juicer. I mean, this is somebody who's been, for 20 or 30 years, on television daily, making things happen for people. So
wonderful. Yep, we got it. We're up there.
I'm trying to correct this link here for you.
Oh, that's wonderful, Rex.
Somebody should be doing it, but I'm doing it.
I love your ability to be adaptable, flexible.
I am just so incredible in that regard. So please continue with the and hopefully
with my growth. All right. So everybody, I want to keep this interactive, and so I want you to consider this in your life. So I'm going to go through my growth, some of the strategies and the tips that I use with my clients. So if you are, wherever you are in your leadership spectrum, if you are leading a large organization, if you're a startup, it doesn't matter. Because one of the first things we talked about is going inside. Number one, we got to go inside. We got to start to look at ourselves. And so what is that R in growth? It's resources. It seems pretty simple, but what is resources? That is our abilities to understand our strengths. We want to utilize our strengths. We want to step into our confidence. And speaking from my own personal journey, because Namlokai is in the house. Hello, Namlokai. I love you. Awesome. Because we need to speak in our own confidence. We need to be able to utilize our strengths. And if we are very attuned to ourselves, we also have to remember that our stories do not define us. They allow us to find our chief aim and purpose, as we say Master Rex always talks about, because they allow us to have learnings, to be able to utilize those as tools that we can then take our leadership to the next level. Because we know that those stories also give us resilience. And I would add, for a leader, for resources, bring in people who are greater than yourself. They really specialize in areas that will round you out, because we want to move ourselves, our leadership, from our present to our future. And so that is a really good and important point. And looking at a systems lens, one of the things that I found as a leader and having my MA in leadership, and being ProSci certified in change management, we need to look beyond ourselves. Look across the system.
So how does somebody do that?
So one of the most important things to look beyond yourself is, first of all, is go into observation. That's the O. I'm going to springboard right into the O and keep this rolling.
Okay, we only have a few minutes now because we're coming up to the break soon.
Okay, so let's roll. So observation is how you do that, is look at yourself, get clarity, take moments of reflection, to really ground yourself in terms of your impact. How are you showing up? How am I thinking? Because we know our thinking matters, and that we want to get control of our thinking so that it is purposeful. And then the W is having a winning, positive attitude. Yes, I'm talking to you. If you have limiting doubts, if you have things that are not helpful for you, release it. But as Dame Doria Cordova also says, and I use this every day, follow people who are successful because they have winning habits. We need to be transmitting and receiving on a high frequency. That is really important in your leadership. T is about truth. Go into your heart space. Align in your heart, connected to your mind, to a higher calling and consciousness, a source greater than ourselves, so that you can move yourself forward. Our past does not define our present reality. You can shift it, you can change it. And H is truly, and this may be simple for many leaders out there, be happy. Make a conscious choice today. I'm going to enjoy, and that kind of links into gratitude, openness to abundance. Step into it. That's why I talked about resources. Observe yourself. Be that beacon of self-empowerment. Be that visionary role model and transformational leader. So growth, gratitude, resources, observation, winning attitude, truth, and happiness. Back to you, Rex.
Well, that's awesome. That's just awesome. I really appreciate that. And so what would you say is the first thing that someone needs to do in order to come into their own in terms of, I mean, some people say, I want to be a leader, but more than that, they just want to, make their own life work, and they want to from there, do other things. So, I mean, because not everybody says, I want to lead a troop of people or lead a company, but what's the first thing that somebody can do to maximize their own effectiveness and to, I mean, because you just gave great suggestions, but what would be the first thing that you would recommend?
The first step for me, and what I found in my own journey, I had to awaken to my own story. So you need to know.
What does that mean?
So what I mean by that is that I started to read, I explored, I started to unearth my values. I started to see what is important to me in my life. What do I want to have in my life? What is the beliefs that I uphold to this world? Do these beliefs serve me? Or are there things that I want to release? Are there things that are holding me back? We have to start to look inside us and understand the first thing is that your perspective is only your perspective, how you see the world. So it's self-awareness is number one. So we need to start to do activities to become self-aware, Rex.
Well, that's awesome. But some people, because I was going to say, it sounds like a self-assessment, like go in and look at your strengths and weaknesses. But some people might come up and go, I suck. How do you keep people from when they make that assessment to focus on their strengths rather than their deficits?
Well, Rex, I would first of all, I would highly recommend your book, to be honest with you, because I found that some of the tips and strategies that Rex Sikes actually recommends in his beautiful book, Life on Your Terms, is the fundamental of how you're able to shift that. Number one is that you have to make a conscious decision that you're going to choose. You're going to think clearer. You're going to choose that you want to understand yourself. You're going to give yourself permission to go inside, to allow yourself to awaken. That's what I have found very purposeful, Rex, in your world. That what you can do is take a thought and envision yourself in a future. This is another tool. So this is something that Rex has taught me, is we can take ourselves and imagine, okay, if I want to achieve different things, what is it that needs to shift? So I ask myself, okay, what do I want different in my world? What do I want to invite into my world? That's what I started to do. And then I started to manifest. So for me, Rex, your book was very pivotal for me in awakening that truth. So if you're just starting out in this journey, you don't know where to start, number one is make a decision to start. Make a decision that you don't want to settle for your life if you're not happy with it. And so you go and you ask yourself, okay, what is it that I want? What I want, as simple as that. Write it down. Write it on a piece of paper. Because then you can look at it and go, oh, okay, so what is it then I want to eliminate? I want to eliminate certain things. Maybe it's people, maybe it's attitude, it's beliefs. Because you're not going to make a choice. You're going to make a choice of not to be dependent on your past. You are not your past. Is this on task, Rex? I want to make sure I'm anchoring in where you're wanting me to go on this.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. Yeah. And I think that for people who are wanting to learn and to be better, that asking a question like, what do I want? What do I want to include? How do I make my life better? Are useful questions. There's certainly, I always say, if you focus on a problem, you're going to get another problem. But if you focus on what you want, then you help create what you want. So I really do appreciate that. And thanks for talking about the book. I mean, I do appreciate that. And I'm glad. I mean, when anybody says they learned something from the book and they apply it, that makes me happy. We're at that point where we have to take a hard break.
Thank you.
And then we'll come right back. So if
thank you, Rex.
If the producer is there, we're going to have a hard break. I'm going to guess that somebody's not asleep at the helm here.
Awesome.
All right, so we'll just keep going until.
Okay. Hey, Rex, can I say something before Jody takes over? If you are at a point in your life, and especially if you're a leader, and you want to look at that evaluation tool, I have assessments that are free. I love to give away and be of service. So please go to my website. I actually have a great leadership catalyst assessment of you and your leadership. Where are you at within your organization? And we'll give you tips and strategies how to move forward. So it's a great starting point. It's my growth catalyst scorecard. So I wanted to offer that to your viewers, that it's a great tool. Thank you.
Awesome. So you're watching All Things Rex. Go and check out everything that Sandra has to offer, because she is truly marvelous, and I'm so glad and happy to know her. So in lieu of break, let me just simply say that we're very grateful that the Los Angeles Tribune has given me the opportunity to have this show, All Things Rex, and it is real and raw, and sometimes we have glitches and sometimes we don't, but you know what? It's all part of bringing you fabulous guests like Sandra and Jody, and the information that you can use to change your life and transform where you are, going from where you're, how you want to be to what you want to become, and to make that happen. And then also information about events like this upcoming event that's coming up. It's all made possible because of the Los Angeles Tribune. So what I recommend, what I recommend is that, I'm getting a signal here. But what I recommend is that you subscribe to the show, you like it, you engage, you leave comments wherever you watch, you share the show. And with that, I'm turning it over to our hard break now. So hang tight. We'll be back in about a minute.
Hello and welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune. Since 1886, our name has been a part of the world of journalism. We have earned a reputation for being a publication that practices integrity, authenticity, and responsibility. For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team.
And there you have it again, the Los Angeles Tribune. I'm so grateful to have this show. And again, if you're watching from Facebook Live, you can leave comments and ask questions. And when you see the show, whether live or replay, share the show for other people. Engage, always engage. Always have a comment or a question or something that you can do, because when you do, it throws it into the different algorithms for the different platforms so that more people see it. And we surely would appreciate it if you help us reach more people. And I appreciate you. And thank you. So we're going to turn attention. Were you complete there, Sandra? So that I can.
I'm so complete. Thank you so much. And like I said, I'm here to be of service. Reach out to me if you are challenged with managing growth or performing effectively, or just want to reach your daring goals for growth. Please just reach out, because I would love to assist you or connect you to my resources or other resources. So thank you, Rex. I appreciate this. Miss Jody, over to you, my girl.
And you're here. And so, Jody, what I wanted to ask you is, you are a nutritionalist and somebody who's been in the health field for 42 years, helping people feel better, live healthier. And of course, we have to make all sorts of medical disclaimers, because that's just what it is in life things. So always follow the advice of your doctor, and we make no claims. But what can you tell us so that we can live healthier? What is one simple thing to start with, Jody, that would help someone begin their day better? What could somebody do? What could they add in or take away that will make them live healthier and happier and longer, hopefully? All right, Jody, hold on. You're muted. I'll see if I can unmute you. Go ahead, Jody.
Okay. That is a great question, Rex. And I tell you what, thank you for fixing the typos. It's my fat fingers, because I am so excited about the 18th. I really am. 4 hours of what we are about to have with everyone. And can you hear me okay?
I hear you great.
Okay, beautiful. Because this is what I know. Everything that Sandra has talked about and shared and is so passionate about growth strategies and leadership and getting what you want in life. I want to ask you this question. If you don't have your health, will you be able to get it? Everyone says no. So, not to use a scare tactic, but I have one simple thing that I'm going to share with audience, and I've shared it with thousands of people throughout the globe, actually, to listen to the tap on the shoulder. Then you get a 2x4, lest you get to a Mack truck. Because every single entrepreneur on planet Earth is a type A personality about something, whether it's their passion, whether it's how they have their drive, their mental acuity. We all have that kind of type A in there. I alluded to in my story, when I was a young mother, I had two that were going nationally ranked, and one was a world ranked athlete. I was a single mom, raising them by myself with a business, traveling all over North America. And I decided I just put something on the path that I just decided I was going to run 80 miles a week. Hello? I toxified my liver. This is somebody who knows health. And guess what? I had a situation with stage 4 melanoma. And that was my Mack truck I wasn't expecting. My phone has rung off the charts because I was semi-retired. I had closed my brick and mortar practice, going into something online a month before COVID. And when COVID hit, I decided I had to get back in the game. Why? Because I knew about the warning signs of your body, as I said, because it's foundational health. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what age you are. What you do in your 20s and 30s will either come to reward you in your 50s and 60s or bite you in the butt. So what are you going to do? It got to me earlier because of, I believe, my genetic pool. My dad died when he was 41, my mother when she was 62. It came to me earlier. So I decided that foundational health, people are beginning to see this in COVID. And I made that prediction. Rex, you're going to love this. I made this prediction when I was just a year into getting my first certification, of which I have 9 in health coaching. Got this first certification. I said, I'm going to be around. This was 1982, and people said, health coaching. See, what sport do you coach? And I said, your health. They said, what is that? I said, una cuerpo, una vida. One body, one life. So take heed that you think about the foundational health. That it needs to be, as I say in my podcast, Life Milkshake Moments, choose your ingredients wisely. I like to tell people, even at my level, I did not do that. Things that I knew because I was running for the money, thinking that I could just expend myself. I was getting the warning signs. People are getting the warning signs saying to build up your immunity enhancement. I have over 1,000 people that I have personally coached through COVID. And guess what? They're all alive because they took charge of their health. So I'm going to come back to that foundational thing. When you have the foundation of your health, and then you move into thinking about loving relationships, happiness, and then you move into that, whatever that thing you're doing called a profession, and the pyramid that I love, the last is your purpose. You have that foundation of your health. It's a house built on solid concrete, lest it be on sand. And I love what Sandra was talking about, her growth assessment and her leadership assessment. That tap on the shoulder, that 2x4. If you're interested, just go to my website. I have a health assessment. It's very easy. And you can
go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead and give your website, because you also mentioned your podcast, but it went by so fast that I'm not sure everybody heard it. It's called Milkshake Moments.
Yes,
So go
milkshake
ahead and-
moments. My milkshake moments. It's Jody Baer, spelled Jodee. It's a different way, and the Baer is dyslexic. It's Baer, and it's life's milkshake moments. Like I said, to choose your ingredients wisely in your health. Wednesday, 6 p.m. And my website is healthcoachjodee.com. That's Jodee. But one thing I want to bring into this, there's a couple other items, if I may, Rex, is that we go ahead and we think about health is not something you do. I'm going to repeat that. Health is not something you do. That means work. I don't want to work at my relationships. I just want to work at work. We don't have to work on our health. Health is not something that you do. It's who you are. Decide that you are that health. Decide that you're going to go from level 3, which is frankenfood, and then you have, premature death, obesity, or some degenerative illness. Level 2 is something you can do when I said una cuerpo, una vida. And level 1 is when you decide no food tastes as good as health feels. Because when you have that health, you have wealth. Yes, Rex?
So going back to my original question, what is the one thing that somebody could do starting today that they could put them on the path for better health? One, some simple tip or suggestion that because not everybody is dedicated to their health. I mean, and we're making a great case for why they should be, but not everybody is. Somebody's sitting in front of the TV, popping the junk food, watching TV and clicking the channels, but what's one thing they could start to do that would make a difference for them?
And it is a great question. And as we tend to be philosophical, look at your hand. Okay, this is your protein size of what you're putting in your body. This is a healthy carb like broccoli, cauliflower. And then if you want a potato, it's the size of your baked potato. This is your healthy oil. This is like a hitchhiker. You just need a little bit of that oil to make everything go well. And I have this list on my website as well. If you look at that protein size, now think about the all-you-can-eat buffet and think about the portion sizes that you get when you look at your hand. My hand is going to be different than Rex's hand, or my husband, who is 6'2", he has a bigger hand. When you look and compare, and I've got the whole thing right here. These are your carbs. This is your protein. This is your oil. Then you can go ahead and say, I'm looking at my protein, my portion size on my plate. But then if you say, but I'm still hungry, then it's time to look at that foundational health. It's much more precise. You see, health and holistic health is very precise, just like your DNA, just like your thumbprint, your fingerprint. And decide that I'm going to make that one healthy choice. And then I have an ebook that you can subscribe to, the 10 rituals to ready your AM. Those 10 rituals, just the first, and you're going to love this one, Rex, getting up. And it kind of goes like with page 75 in the book. Skill comes from doing. Start with one of the 10. Get up, do a stretch up to the air, and then rock the baby. That will get all of your chakras in line and start your day.
All right. Now I'm going to ask you to talk more about that, because you said stretch and then rock the baby. What is rock the baby?
This is a Qigong method, and what this does, as you're rocking the baby, it takes all your energy field in the most important chakra, which is your heart chakra. Guess what, gang? There are more heart attacks in the morning than anything. Starts with a bad alarm, and then, people got that cortisol going. So stretch high, rock the baby, and go. And the other 9 are very, very simple things when practiced. And I tell people, practice one a day for 21 days. 21 days to make or break a habit. You complete new cycle. Think about women in their menstrual cycle. You have a complete new cycle. And I agree with Dr. Adrian Laura that the absolute sleep and rest. You think about it. If you get enough sleep, but it's got to be good sleep, it's got to be REM sleep. They called it COVID-19 for a reason. I believe it was 19 because that's the average pounds that people that got on their bodies during the quarantine, the first quarantine in 2020. No pun intended, but that extra cortisol that was dumped in your body because of worry, of stress. People slept, but they didn't get good sleep. So using that premise to unplug yourself. I'm going to give you a nighttime ritual. Unplug yourself from even Clubhouse. I'm just saying, for 20 minutes before you go to bed. Unplug yourself, then you can replug in. And I believe, as you would say, gratitude activator to do. And you are so amazing with that, Rex, and your room. To start your morning, as I reach up, I will say I have my 10 affirmations of the things I'm grateful for. Then at night, I do the very same thing, but I twist this way because I'm giving just, you don't have to know Qigong. Anybody can twist and shout at your waist. It's good for the waist anyway. But you energetically look back and give gratitude for what happened in your day. And then health-wise, because I believe in the 6 pillars, we've constructed this event, coming back to the event.
Whoa.
Yes.
What are the 6 pillars that you believe in?
We've constructed our event around spiritual, physical, then mental, emotional, social, and then your financial pillar. So if you give the spirit what it needs, then the body will respond. And going ahead, then mentally thinking about that one thing that you feel great about during your day. You got to come up with one. Make yourself accountable. Go ahead and put it. I've got a mason jar on my kitchen, where a kitchen counter. As I go and take my supplements for the evening, it's there. It now is 3/4 full because we're going into the 3rd quarter. Finishing up, going into the 4th quarter, I should say. My husband and I have done that gratitude jar ever since we've been together. And what a great thing. Then you can read all those emotional things that you feel about and good about. And then knowing that I think about the social pillar, that's been a real missing pillar during COVID. I have talked more in my practice the last 3 months to people that are just suffering emotionally. And I said, and they said, but then I eat too much. Well, then what is food giving to you that you're lacking in your life? I ask that question. It's always something socially, because with the 1 million pounds of weight loss that I've been honored to do with people. And by the way, we've only got a 5% recidivism rate. I'm very proud of that, because we get down in to the core chakra, to the bottom chakra. And yes, we talk about poop, and we talk about pee, and we talk about the mental. We got to do both ends of the spectrum when you work with me. But that bottom chakra that we talk about, getting that stuff out of you, ends up being a lot of the stress, then goes into your digestive system, comes up to having a grateful heart, which helps you mentally as well. And that was a very long answer, but once you get started, that's one thing Sandra and I have we're a kindred spirits that way.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And I'm very grateful that you're here, and that Sandra's here, and that Dr. Laura, who showed up, Dr. Laura is awesome. And the people who are expressing different thoughts and comments in the chat room and that are being flashed on the screen. And I want to bring Sandra back into the conversation too, because you're addressing these different areas in slightly different ways, and yet you're working in tandem. Because without a healthy body, you won't probably have a healthy mind or a healthy pocketbook. Because if your body isn't healthy, all your money is probably going to try and recover your health. So all of these things work together, and so I really do appreciate that. And we have about 10 minutes left, and not even that, but we have maybe about 8 minutes left before we have to close out the show. So I'd like to get you both back in on the topic of health and wellness, both mind, body, and spirit. And again, remind people about this important event coming up on the 18th, that's Saturday from noon to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, the XY Summit. And hopefully they'll flash up the correct link for how people can get tickets. And it's behind you, the XY Summit. So in the remaining time that we have, I love the stretch and rock the baby. I think that's just absolutely fabulous. I also love the tips about, practicing gratitude and thanking yourself, looking back and thanking yourself throughout the day and getting good sleep. And people should know to turn off their electronics, and they should, just sleep in a dark, cool room, without a lot of light. Turn your phones off. Don't have it next to you, that kind of thing, so that you can sleep without interference. And then awaken refreshed in the morning. As you said, most of the heart attacks happen in the early morning. So, how you go to bed and how you wake up is truly, truly important. And so I appreciate it. By the way, you made reference to the Gratitude Activator numerous times. I think people should know that is a blog site that I have, gratitudeactivator.com, but it's also a clubhouse room that we have. So when Sandra or Jody have said Gratitude Activator, in the mornings, every morning we do a morning ritual of gratitude and conversation and discussion with people. So you're welcome to join us there too. Are they gonna? I'll see if I can do it, because we have not got the link back up yet. I need to go back and find out where it is.
Is it helpful if I type it in again? There it is. It is up there again. We're good.
So very cool. All right. So in the remaining time, final tips and suggestions that both of you share in common or can give people, additional little bits of advice. I love what you both shared so far. And I invite everybody to obviously to come to the event so that they can learn from you guys and me and all the other wonderful speakers, and be uplifted and edified and have great takeaway while you're contributing to a worthwhile charity. So in our remaining moments, what do you want people to know? What do you want the viewer today to walk away with? I mean, and you've given great value, but
I think, Sandra, you're muted. So I will, I think you're muted. So
there we go.
I yield to you. I yield the mic to you, my dear.
Oh, thank you so much. The most important thing that I have found, and I can only speak my truth, right? We always come from our own lens, is from my heart to all those who are out there. Just truly know that I feel the greatest thing you can give yourself is the chance and the choice to really fully live a fulfilled life. And so for me, why I'm so passionate about what I have done and I am doing, because I am manifesting, is that I had the courage to go inside, to overcome my story. In wrapping this up, I am no longer a woman who has overcome childhood sexual assault, victimization, or codependency. I made a choice. I became self-aware. I turned inside. I made health choices. I made mental health choices to awaken myself, to be on purpose and with intention. I am in control of my subconscious, my mind. I make better choices. I wake up with making good choices. I make choices on how I want to connect to others, how to take myself into my heart space, because that's the key to health. You need to unlock yourself. You need to find your sense of self within your heart, connected to your mind, to a higher calling and consciousness. And by doing that, you become ignited, unlocked, and your purpose becomes known. And you can make smart choices, because health is that. Wealth is that. It's living a life of purpose in heart-centered space. So whatever it is you're calling, that you're drawn to do, follow it passionately. Make smart choices. Invite, especially in your leadership, challenge yourself. Open yourself up to people and possibilities and opportunities to explore yourself. Because I always say my purpose is to enlighten you, ignite you to become a heart-led, authentic leader. You can be that visionary. You can be that role model. You can be anything you choose to be. Don't let anything stop you. And so I always say, with my health, I put on there 10,000 steps a day. I
Okay.
choose to live healthy. And so thank you for that opportunity to share from my heart to your heart. And that's why I bring my Growth Catalyst programs to those who are open and ready and want to ignite themselves to that next level. And I believe in being of service. And that's why I'm so passionate about the XY Success Strategy Summit. So thank you so much. Thank you.
And Jody, we got a couple of minutes left. I mean, and here's what I'm going to say that I've heard both of you talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
It begins with a decision. It begins with the action step. If you just sit there and do nothing, if you don't decide to claim your health or claim your leadership abilities or to manage your mindset, then nothing's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So for those listening and who want to transform their life, they have steps that they can do. They can put into practice the things that you recommend, Sandra, that you recommend,
Mm-hmm.
Jody. They can attend the summit. They can do something that will make a qualitative difference both for themselves and for other people. So Jody, go ahead.
Thank you. And thank you, Rex. And thank you for this opportunity. And this is what I know. It begins with hope. To heal yourself, to go down into yourself, because only you know you, don't you? Mm-hmm. And then you go up an opportunity, which is looking to your true north. And then to come in positivity, to live and be the law of attraction. Then you can go out and empower yourself first, and then others, and eventually the world, because it starts with you. That's when 20 months ago, I came in with these Kenya kids. They had nothing after COVID, and we funded this orphanage for 20 months because I knew it was me. I found this quote by the Les Brown. It said, no, it is you who can determine where you want to go based on how much time and energy you spend and working on you and yourself. You see, find what you want, no matter what it is, and go after it like your life depends on it, because it does. So now the word is won backwards, and you can come win with us and help win with the Kenya kids September 18th. Thank you, Rex, for this opportunity. And thank you, Sandra, for partnering with me.
Thank you.
Yeah, you both are great. You're fantastic. And I'm so glad that you were here today. And that, and I hope, like I said, people will share the show, get the information out about this important summit and about the important information that you convey to them. So share, like, comment, but spread the word. Help us spread the word, especially for this worthwhile charity that is just 2 days away from now. If you're watching this live,
2 days.
So it's the 18th of September from noon to 4 Eastern time. And we want you to come and be there and help out the kids and also have a great takeaway from the speakers who are going to add value to you and in your life. So thank you so much, Sandra, for being here. I'll see you in the morning in the Gratitude Activator room.
Yes, you will.
Thank you. And for Jody, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you. And we'll be seeing you there too as well. Much love, peace, and blessings. And always, always, I want to thank you, the watcher, the viewer, the listener, the people who are commenting in the chat room, Dr. Laura and Robert and Shirin and Namalakai and the different people who are here. So much, and so many wonderful people. And I'm the author of Life on Your Terms, okay? You can get the book at Amazon. And when you do, if you get the book at Amazon, I will give you a $497 training just for purchasing the book. What you do is you take your receipt number and you go to my website, which is rexsikes.com. Sorry, rexsikes.com / let's see if we can get it up there. And rexsikes.com. Go there, put your receipt number in, and you will get a $497 on training on mastery, a bonus training, absolutely free, that you're going to want. It has to do with whole brain learning, accelerated learning, how you can master any skill, any talent, any thought, any ability that you want to be able to do. So there you have that. Also, we have other shows coming up. There's the Barry Shore Show, Keep Smiling, and his guests recently were Mark Victor Hansen and his beautiful bride, Crystal. So there's the Dr. Laura Show. Dr. Laura was just here commenting, and we're so glad to have her as well. There's other shows. I don't know what's going to, and now back to me. So, but just know that the Los Angeles Tribune has fabulous shows, fabulous hosts, and a lot of great educational entertainment that you really truly do want to have and you want to get to know. The hosts and the people and the guests. I've got so many fabulous guests on my show alone, and I've got a fabulous guest coming up next Thursday. Remember, we stream live every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern in the United States, and then wherever else you are in the world, you're going to have to figure that one out because I don't know them all. All right. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad to have these fabulous guests today and the upcoming guests. And I want you to join me. Please do share the show, like and comment wherever you are. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. That's fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. And yes, it's available in Kindle, but it's also hardcover and paperback. And with that, let me say this, can we stop that and let me finish the show out? Thank you so much. I just want to say, if you consider everything a blessing, everything will be a blessing. Thank you so much. I want you to celebrate everything. I'll see you next time.